Okay, how long is the intro? Okay. We're going to hold mics. Good evening, everybody, and thank you for joining us here live in Stonewall, Manitoba. This is the ASTV Sports Talk Show alongside my good pal Kevin Larson. I'm Theo Tutkaluk, taking place for Aaron Wilgosh. He's on assignment. We've got him somewhere in the fields gathering some very well video claim. Kevin, what do we have on the show this fine evening?
We got a broad range of everything. Just talking to some of the people, we have everything from go-kart racing, baseball, hockey. Actually, I'm not sure about hockey this time. Football, summer sports. So
a lot of summer sports. The grass is green. The ball fields are opening up. We've got senior baseball, junior baseball. We've also got a couple of the collegiates here, one from Warren and one from Toulon. They're going to be chatting with us about sport here and the development of the skill sets we're going to see from some of these kids. So I'd like to thank Robert and the Pizza Den here in Stonewall. We'll be right back with our first guest, Sean, talking a little baseball here on the ASTV Sports Talk.
If you take the first mortgage you're offered, a high interest rate could take your travel budget and send it packing. Before you choose a mortgage, take a second look. Get serious about your mortgage. Contact Case Financial Group today. If you take the biggest mortgage you can get, you might find your budget can't support other important costs, like buying furniture. Don't let your mortgage weigh you down. Get serious about your mortgage. Contact Case Financial Group today.
ASTV is back with Sean Dalgleish, VP of Minor Baseball here in Stonewall. Welcome to the show, Sean. We're just going to hop right into it. So I covered the women's junior baseball the last 2 years, and so just something I'm curious, have you noticed an increase in kind of minor participation or some buzz, and especially has there been more girls signing up this year than in other years?
Yeah, I found that just looking at the numbers this year in comparison to years past, we're roughly at 125 female ball players. That also includes some male ball players under the Learn to Play program. So definitely an increase there. We've got roughly about 85 male ball players as well in the minor ball. So it's definitely a nice number to see, and we continue to look for it to grow.
You're talking to me earlier about the junior baseball actually helping out with the camps. So for someone maybe who doesn't know and baseball, especially here in Manitoba, is a short season. How long can you actually do baseball-related activities, or how long do you guys set up baseball-related activities in the year?
So Adam Kirk and I discussed putting on a camp here in Stonewall, and we were very fortunate to be able to get into the curling club at an early stage this year. So we started basically at the beginning of April. We ran a camp for about 8 sessions, so it was over a 4-week period, and we had a nice turnout there. We had 3 different age categories over a 1-hour period each session, so we had 3 sessions on a Wednesday and a Sunday, and I believe everything said and done, we were in the 80-85 range. So when you think about the amount of kids playing minor ball right now, it definitely was a big part of it.
That's good. And then when is sign-up, or has sign-up finished? Is there a late sign-up if people are just hearing now and wanting to sign up?
So sign-up officially ended a couple weeks ago here. Ultimately, we were able to get enough kids in to be able to roster a number of different teams. For late signups and that type of thing, we are very, very, very close to finishing that because we have to have all of our rosters in by May 15th. So we would be in a very tight position to be able to register anybody at this point.
So, Sean, real quick, I got to ask you, a lot of the younger ball players, what is the skill set you look for to set up fundamentally for the little guys and little girls? Is it the catching? Is it the all that throwing aspect? Or is it more into the hitting? Do they just want to hit home runs?
Well, I find as a coach, we really have to focus on all factors. When you talk about a ball player, it's the 5-tool aspect. For the young age, yeah, you're 100% correct. Hitting is definitely some of the most exciting for them. But where you see the kid get the most excited, in my opinion, is when they start catching that ball, because it is such a tough aspect. Utilizing a glove that you're maybe not accustomed to. So the more that you work on the catching and the throwing the technique that's like the proper technique, you start to see them really gain a lot of interest. Hitting's a tough aspect of the game, and they constantly want to work on it, but at the same time, that also comes with time.
So the hand-eye coordination is something that will definitely lead on into the older years. You said yourself and Adam kind of organized most of the program. What has been the most successful and fundamental thing regarding the volunteership here in the Stonewall area that's helped you guys out with this baseball program?
Yeah, well, for the camp itself, the benefit that we had was we had the junior program that was helping out with the camp. So there was a lot of junior players that took time out of their day to come and assist us with it. That was fantastic. The excitement they had when they were coaching the kids and actually talking about it after was phenomenal. When we look at junior program and that type of thing, more often than not, it's parent-led. So it's people that have a genuine interest in supporting the programs and getting out there and actually going on the field and taking the time to get a course here and there if it's needed. But it's definitely parent-driven, and we're very fortunate to have the parents that we do.
So one last thing. When you have the parents on the field with the youngsters, do you notice the youngsters pay more attention? Or is it when the parents aren't on the field that they pay more attention to the coaches?
Yeah, well, it's definitely it's kind of a little bit of a mix of both. When you've got the parents out there, sometimes the kids that has their parent out there, they won't listen to the parent, but they'll listen to somebody else. Sometimes you need the parent out there to ensure that they are listening. So there's a lot of different factors when it comes to coaching. It's ultimately understanding what the kids keen interests are and making sure that you're constantly looking to develop them.
So we're not telling the parents to shy away from getting involved, but we definitely love them when they are on the field and they're supporting their kid one way or another. I want to thank you very much, Sean, for your time, and good luck with the rest of the ball season and the short season that it is. Coming up next will be Rod Ledachowski, Toulon Collegiate phys ed teacher. And we're going to talk a little bit more about what's going on in the Toulon area and how well their accolades were over the last spring. We'll be right back.
First mortgage you're offered, a high interest rate could take your travel budget and send it packing. Before you choose a mortgage, take a second look. Get serious about your mortgage. Contact Case Financial Group today. If you take the biggest mortgage you can get, you might find your budget can't support other important costs, like buying furniture. Don't let your mortgage weigh you down. Get serious about your mortgage. Contact Case Financial Group today.
Back here on the ASTV Sports Talk Show, we have joining us now Mr. Rod Ledachowski. I hope I said that correct.
You did.
From Toulon Collegiate. a school that's 7 to 12, about 210 students, you said.
Yes.
Rod, you are the phys ed teacher there. Tell me the importance, first off, of beginning skill sets for players in all different sports and all aspects of sport.
Well, we're a firm believer at Toulon Collegiate to give the kids a rounded background in different sports, which dictates different skills. You go from the volleyball, where you're doing the bumping, the setting, and the spiking, which translates right into the basketball now, where they're doing a little more running, a little more passing, a little bit of shooting, and then that leads into the badminton, which is the arm swing, foot speed, foot coordination, and then we end up with track. So it just kind of goes from one skill set to the other, building on fitness management that way.
So which sports do you coach outside of being a part of the phys ed being the phys ed program at Toulon?
I start off with in the fall with volleyball. I do the JV girls and the varsity girls together. Then I move into, this year I did the junior high basketball, and then I went into badminton, varsity badminton.
So the badminton players this year, they had a pretty good season thus far?
We did. We went up to provincials in Thompson. We had boys singles, or boys doubles came third in the province. Girls doubles team came fourth in the province.
So they did very well this year, and that's probably something that attributed to the coaching, but also the fact that you are teaching them a skill set in other sports, correct?
Yes, because our badminton season's so short that we're taking athletes and really fine-tuning their skills in about a month and a half. And we're competing against the whole province, 4A schools, single A schools, and to get these athletes, you have to be athletic to be finish that well at the province.
No doubt. So you talk about the phys ed programs obviously during the school time. How does the schedule for these players, for these students, when they perform these extracurriculars, how does that match well with their education and their academics?
It works hand in hand. We find that their time management skills, they have to, they're doing homework on cars, they're doing homework all the time because they are busy after school, they're busy on weekends. So their time management, they really have to focus on the athletics, and then they have to focus on the academics. And it seems to go hand in hand. For the most part, our student athletes do a great job of managing time.
Sure. So because Toulon's had its own catchment area, it's pretty much contained. Are you able to adapt to add or take away certain sports based on the activity and the needs of the students and of the teachers themselves?
Great question. We had our principal come about 4 years ago, and he's big into lacrosse, and now we have a lacrosse program. It's flourishing. They're doing really well this year. They first started out without a win, and now they're second in their league. The need was there, the desire was there, and it's going pretty good.
So as long as you have the teachers and you have the students that are wanting to learn and have the need to play and learn into a league, it's great to have a collegiate program that's able to adapt.
Yes.
Fantastic news. Well, Rod, I want to thank you very much for joining us. Not to say that we're going to have a competitive school next, but we're going to have Warren Collegiate and Tyler Oliver join us, and he's got some basketball and some volleyball news and some of the awards they won this year. We'll be right back after a quick break.
At Super 8 Winnipeg West, we have your comfort in mind, with free Wi-Fi and free daily Superstart breakfast. We also have guest laundry facilities, a state-of-the-art fitness center, and a jetted hot tub. Sleep well in a spacious guest room equipped with plush new bedding, a 50-inch flat-screen HD TV, microwave, mini refrigerator, and Keurig coffee maker. Or book a suite with a kitchen, ideal for extended stays. Super 8 Winnipeg West, located just inside the perimeter on Portage Avenue.
The 4 Points by Sheraton, Winnipeg South. Conveniently located on South Pembina Highway near the Trans-Canada Bypass and 1 hour from the U.S. border crossing. Offering a saltwater pool, hot tub, 24-hour fitness center, restaurant, and lounge.
If you take the first mortgage you're offered, a high interest rate could take your travel budget and send it packing. Before you choose a mortgage, take a second look. Get serious about your mortgage. Contact Case Financial Group today. If you take the biggest mortgage you can get, you might find your budget can't support other important costs, like buying furniture. Don't let your mortgage weigh you down. Get serious about your mortgage. Contact Case Financial Group today.
At Collins Hotel, we have you and your family's comfort in mind. Relax in one of our 16 suites featuring king or queen-size beds and 36-inch TVs. Suites also include a mini fridge and other kitchen appliances to make your stay as comfortable as possible. During your stay in Pilot Mound, visit Weiser's Restaurant, our attached family-friendly restaurant and bar. It is the perfect location to host group meals, dine with the family, or unwind after a hockey game. Come in and meet our friendly staff offering daily specials on food and drinks, Wing Night Wednesdays, Buffet Fridays, and multiple TVs to watch the game. Weiser's is the place to be. Call Hotel and Weiser's Restaurant and Bar, located across the street from Blackjack Stewart Arena off Highway 3 in Pilot Mound.
If you take the first mortgage you're offered, a high interest rate could take your travel budget and send it packing. Before you choose a mortgage, take a second look. Get serious about your mortgage. Contact Case Financial Group today. If you take the biggest mortgage you can get, you might find your budget can't support other important costs, like buying furniture. Don't let your mortgage weigh you down. Get serious about your mortgage. Contact Case Financial Group today.
All right, Kevin Larson back here, ASTV. I'm here with the Balmora Judo Club, Milton, as well as some students. Thanks for bringing on the show.
Well, you're welcome. Thanks for having us.
I'm just going to make sure his mic is on. Okay, good. All right. Judo Club, first one I want to ask is, I guess a lot of people don't know how it's set up, but you have kids as young as 7 and all the way up to adults?
Yeah, we start them at 7 years old, and then we have students that are parents that come out with their kids, so up to, we have adults, we have people in their 50s that start taking judo. Yeah.
And so there's something you don't have to know what to do, you're still right in there?
Yes, and I mean, we tailor the classes a little bit. If you're a little bit older and don't bend quite as well, we tailor those classes for you. But
all right. And you also have women's judo. What do you think, how much percentage of your numbers are women?
Over the years, our percentage has been probably 50 to 60% women.
Okay.
Yeah.
So actually more women than men.
More women than men, and it depends on the year. Some years we have more men, but over average, it averages out about even overall. Yeah.
Okay. Are there competitions? Are there sort of matches, tournaments that
Yes, we have competitions in Manitoba. There's 6 or 7 throughout the season, and our season runs from September till we're just heading into the end of the season now.
Okay.
Throughout Manitoba, so different clubs in Manitoba hold them. Plus, there's if you become part of the provincial team, then we take you out of province to other provinces to bigger tournaments.
Okay. And has Balmora, have you had a lot of people kind of make the provincial team? Or
yes, we have 2 folks, two young ladies sitting here were former provincial team members and fought at nationals and did very well there, and have had several others that have been on the provincial team and some that are still on the provincial team.
Well, maybe we'll ask these 2 ladies a question here if you want to pass your mic down. So first, maybe get you to introduce yourself and I guess what level you are at.
I got my first judo black belt about 2 years ago. I'm Emily, and I'm the exact same. I got my first degree black belt 2 years ago.
So Brittany, I'll ask you the first question. When did you start, and kind of what made you start wanting to take judo?
I started about grade 5, so about 11 years old, and I quit gymnastics. Parents said I had to do something. My dad did judo. My mom used to do judo, so figured why not.
All right, and when you got picked for the provincial team and got to go to nationals, was it exciting or was it kind of more nerve-wracking?
Well,
It was both. It was kind of exciting because I've never fought out of province before, and then fighting all the different girls and all how big the tournament, it was pretty cool.
So for, I guess, both of you, I guess I'll throw out this question to girls, because, martial arts, it's more and more being seen as women's. Obviously, you have professional women's. But what would you say to kind of girls who are kind of maybe on the outside, but, that might be too tough or too rough, or just that's kind of more of a boy thing? What would you say, speak to that?
Give it a try. You never know if you might like it or not, and beating up the guys is kind of fun.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, so join beating up the guys is kind of fun. Well, last but not least, can you introduce yourself and what you do with judo?
My name is Trevor, and I'm one of the assistant instructors in our club as well. So my role is to teach the beginners coming in all their basic skills and get them ready to go on to the next level.
And then just kind of a personal question. If you and Milton had to go toe-to-toe, who do you think would have the leg up there?
I caught him once. Enough said.
All right. Well, thank you all for being on. It's really great to see kind of a different sport that people don't always think of. Here we're doing well here in Manitoba. We're in Stonewall, but Balmoral Judo Club, thank you for being on. So we'll be back after a commercial with some football, so stay tuned to ASTV.
At Super 8 Winnipeg West, we have your comfort in mind with free Wi-Fi and free daily Superstart breakfast. We also have guest laundry facilities, a state-of-the-art fitness center, and a jetted hot tub. Sleep well in a spacious guest room equipped with plush new bedding, a 50-inch flat-screen HD TV, microwave, mini refrigerator, and Keurig coffee maker. Or book a suite with a kitchen, ideal for extended stays. Super 8 Winnipeg West, located just inside the perimeter on Portage Avenue.
Meet.
Stay.
Canada Inn's destination centers are your home for hospitality, with 10 locations in Manitoba and 1 in North Dakota, featuring the finest in accommodations, food and beverage, entertainment, banquet and conference facilities, and so much more. For the best service and best value, your only stop is Canada Inn's. Call today at 1-888-33-CANAD or visit us right now at canadainns.com.
At Super 8 Winnipeg West, we have your comfort in mind with free Wi-Fi and free daily Superstart breakfast. We also have guest laundry facilities, a state-of-the-art fitness center, and a jetted hot tub. Sleep well in a spacious guest room equipped with plush new bedding, a 50-inch flat-screen HD TV, microwave, mini refrigerator, and Keurig coffee maker. Or book a suite with a kitchen, ideal for extended stays. Super 8 Winnipeg West, located just inside the perimeter on Portage Avenue.
All right, and thank you to Home Hardware and Steinbach for bringing us that second. Kevin Larson here, ASTV. We are here with Colton Carson on the Interlake Thunder football team. Just want to thank you guys for being out here to talk about your upcoming season.
Colton, I got to start with you. You have been the MOP the last 3 years, kind of the heart and soul of that running back offense. Quite an amazing season this year. Tell us from day one to now going 9-0 how it felt to go undefeated this season.
It was definitely a huge relief to finally win a championship in our final year, and felt good that all the 5 years that I played finally paid off with hard work and a championship. And it just felt good to win a championship for the team.
So it's a bit of unfinished business the last couple of years. So now that you have that monkey off your back, you're ready to make the next step. You've been selected and agreed to go to the University of Manitoba to play for the Bisons and fill up their backfield, taking University 1 there. How excited was it for you knowing that you're making it to that next level in your senior year, knowing you have a home coming first year university?
Oh, it was super exciting. It was just so excited to get started playing football again, and just excited to move on, take that next step, and start playing football again.
And Carson, for you, what do you would say is your big next step? What are you looking forward to in the upcoming football for you?
Well, for myself, I still have 2 years of Thunder left to go, and just gonna keep grinding, keep going, and maybe even repeat next year.
Our big order. Now, something I noticed on your sheet, you're a tight end and you're a running back. Out of the two, just kind of a fan myself, what do you prefer to play out of the two?
Well, not so much running back, but mostly tight end. This next year, I'm looking to play more fullback, more of a in the backfield position, and but I like catching balls. I like playing tight end.
All right, so that answers my next question. Is there going to be kind of a shift in focus going forward? So when you look at the team, what you guys did and what you have, what would you say is going to be the biggest obstacle when you have that championship and you're kind of going in, like you say, you want to repeat? What's the biggest obstacle in front of yourselves?
Well, we really came together last year, together as a team, and we have guys who are moving on and going on to the next level and playing, and just kind of really re-gelling and getting together with new players that are rejoining and old returning players and getting that chemistry going again this next year and getting it going.
So you talk about, chemistry, Carson, a little bit, and how important it is to have that nucleus together. You yourself are probably going to be one of those potential leaders next year, seeing these seniors leave. What do you look for in your game to look forward to taking care of those youngsters that are potentially going to have their first year playing varsity football?
Well, we've got lots of leaders on our team. Some of our leaders are more vocal, and some more lead by example, like Colton Netafka is more of a lead by example. We got guys who are out there grinding all the time, and so these younger guys and whatnot, they look up to us, and as long as we stay hustling and stay good, then.
So Colton, your game, is it more between the tackles, or is it going to be speed around the end?
I've definitely always been more of a power back, so probably between the tackles, but this year I've been working on just being as versatile as I can as a player. So.
Right on. So when you're growing up, both of you guys have played football here for 5 or 6 years now. When you were growing up, who were you looking forward to being and emulating when you reached that age and said, I want to be just like this person?
I had two players growing up watching, LaDainian Tomlinson and Marshawn Lynch we used to play for Seattle, but Raiders. I think he's retiring soon, but just that hard, tough running. I've always appreciated that.
So LaDainian Tomlinson, who has the record for most touchdowns in a season. Marshawn Lynch, who has the most Skittles thrown on the field. Two very big power backs, both from the West Coast. I appreciate it. Carson, I'm going to ask you the same question as well. Who did you look forward to growing up and playing like?
I've always looked up to a guy like Rob Gronkowski. He's kind of a chillaxed and confident football player, and someone like that for sure.
So 9-0 this year, gentlemen. A point differential of 190-something, which is incredible, considering you've only played 9 games. It just tells you how fantastic your defense played and how relentless your offense was. Do you look forward to obviously having a second year now, winning another championship? And real quick for me, just show off some of that bling because it's glistening nice in the wonderful lights we have here. I don't think I got rings that big when I was your age, but congratulations, boys, on a fantastic season, getting that monkey off your back, and good luck next year. We look forward to seeing you in the bronze and gold for the Bisons, and Carson being a leader next year for the Interlake group here. Up next is Adam Kirk from the Interlake Blue Jays junior baseball program. He's going to sit down with us. We're going to talk about the beginning of the season, how they can quickly turn that ship around here on ASTV Sports Talk.
If you take the first mortgage you're offered, a high interest rate could take your travel budget and send it packing. Before you choose a mortgage, take a second look. Get serious about your mortgage. Contact Case Financial Group today. If you take the biggest mortgage you can get, you might find your budget can't support other important costs. like buying furniture. Don't let your mortgage weigh you down. Get serious about your mortgage. Contact Case Financial Group today.
At Collins Hotel, we have you and your family's comfort in mind. Relax in one of our 16 suites featuring king or queen size beds and 36-inch TVs. Suites also include a mini fridge and other kitchen appliances to make your stay as comfortable as possible. During your stay in Pilot Mound, visit Weiser's Restaurant, our attached family-friendly restaurant and bar. It is the perfect location to host group meals, dine with the family, or unwind after a hockey game. Come in and meet our friendly staff offering daily specials on food and drinks, Wing Night Wednesdays, Buffet Fridays, and multiple TVs to watch the game. Weiser's is the place to be. Collins Hotel and Weiser's Restaurant and Bar, located... Thank you for joining us here back on the ASTV Sports Talk live at the Pizza Den in Sports Den. Robert's been so kind to allow us into his lounge here this evening, show off some of the beautiful place here in Stonewall. Joining me now is Adam Kirk, the younger brother of Andrew Kirk, who I played hockey against many, many years ago, many moons with Stonewall. Adam, thanks for joining us. I see you're supporting the Stonewall Blue Jays outfit.
Yeah.
Not going so well for the first 3 games. A bit of a juggernaut in terms of playing Elmwood. 16-9 in that first game. Lots of runs scored. Just couldn't score more runs. What did you like about the weekend and the first 3 games that the team brought to the field?
Well, we definitely hit the ball well in the first game, but played better defense in the doubleheader on Sunday. So, hopefully at one point we can put those two together and things will start going a little bit better for us.
Is this a team that's been around for a couple of years playing together, or is it some more fresh faces than before?
No, it's pretty much the same guys we've had for the last 3 years. Added a few new faces, but we're hoping that they'll fit right in and we can just keep going.
So the chemistry's pretty much there because you've got most of the squad coming back from last year. You said putting parts of the game together. What's the most important part of a team in junior baseball here in Manitoba to really begin its focus to start the season off and get the season going the right way?
Well, the biggest focus is being on the ball early. If you want to be one of those teams in the top tier of the league at the end of the year, a good start is very important. You can't let it slip away too much. And, hopefully you can gel really quickly and get off to that good start. So hopefully that'll turn around for us fairly quickly here.
So a lot of teams here, well, for most of the teams in junior baseball here in Manitoba, how often are they on the ball field practicing? Do they have a chance to really practice a lot? Or is it mostly just playing the games that you're most worried about?
No, there's definitely opportunity to practice. And, we try and practice when we can, with jobs and kids trying to make money for school and even just to live and play baseball. We try and make it as good as we can. And some nights you might only get 4 or 5 for practice, but you still call it and hopefully you get as many as you can and you run what you can with what you got. So.
You know what? Baseball is one of those things. As long as you have 2 guys, you can pitch a ball, you can play a fly ball, you can play catch, and you're always practicing. I mean, the numerous times I remember playing the hot corner and double play, throwing 3-2-1s. I mean, and always having good amount of pitchers. I mean, that's always been a key focus for every baseball team. Do you have a lot of your players that can switch between playing a field position and a pitching spot?
Not overly, no. I mean, we most guys play position and pitch. the better guys in the league at this point don't play as much position, put it that way. And pitching is a hot commodity in this league. The teams that have a lot of it usually are doing quite well, and the ones that don't, they go as far as that pitching can take them.
Absolutely,
yeah. Hopefully our pitching staff can take us as far as we can go this year.
So, Adam, you played the ball for several years. When did you first start playing, and what do you remember most about growing up near Stonewall, in around Stonewall, and playing those first couple games when you were first starting to play baseball?
I started when I was 5 years old, and for me it was just being out in the hot sun and being outside and playing. The local tournaments were always fun. A whole Saturday and a whole Sunday you're out, at Balmoral or Warren or Woodlands and playing against your buddies and stuff like that, and it just was a lot of fun and grew on me to the point where I took it to a college level.
So now you're playing in the senior baseball. You're coaching the junior baseball. Yeah. Growing up, who did you model your game around? Were you more of an infielder, outfielder? Who did you like watching play? Oh, you were a catcher. Oh, there you go. Yeah. So were you like a Mickey Tettleton kind of guy, or
I was a Vaughn Rodriguez type guy.
Pudgy, okay.
That's who I liked. Yeah.
Right, so you liked the attitude and the fire in his hand when he held that ball up.
Yeah, just the stuff he did. He was one of the first guys to throw from his knees and block really well and actually hit very well as a catcher. So. Yeah. I just really liked the way he played the game.
Yeah, he was one of the greats in the last 25 years for sure. So,
definitely.
Pudge Rodriguez, a big shout out to you. Adam Kirk, lastly, one quick last question. We talked about timing at the beginning of the season, not just pitching, but hitting. That has to be something you have to get everybody on board with right away.
Oh, definitely, yeah. I mean, that's the one thing is I said we were adding some pieces, and those are guys that are coming out of the midget league. Timing for them is something they got to adjust to quite quickly, and the quicker you can get those younger guys to adjust, and some of the older guys as well, it's long winters here, so getting them out and getting them adjusted to the timing and get going as quick as you can, usually the better results you have early on.
Bases loaded, down 1 run. Are you stealing home, or are you doing a hit and run?
No, I'm definitely not stealing home, I can tell you that. So, and hit and run would probably be out of the question as well.
Okay, well, we thank you for joining us today here on the ASTV Sports Talk. Game tomorrow, game on Friday. Good luck this week, and good luck for the rest of the season. Hope to see you guys slowly or more quickly get out of the basement and into playoff rounds. So thanks very much for joining us, Adam.
Okay, thank you.
Right on. Coming up next here on ASTV Sports Talk will be Leah Mitchell. Kevin Larson will sit down with her, talk a little about karting, as well as some youth soccer here in Stonewall. We'll be right back.
Eat.
Meet.
Stay.
Canad Inn's destination centers are your home for hospitality, with 10 locations in Manitoba and 1 in North Dakota, featuring the finest in accommodations, food and beverage, entertainment, banquet and conference facilities, and so much more. For the best service and best value, your only stop is Canad Inns. Call today at 1-888-33-CANAD or visit us right now at canadinns.com.
At Collins Hotel, we have you and your family's comfort in mind. Relax in one of our 16 suites featuring king or queen-size beds and 36-inch TVs. Suites also include a mini fridge and other kitchen appliances to make your stay as comfortable as possible. During your stay in Pilot Mound, visit Weiser's Restaurant, our attached family-friendly restaurant and bar. It is the perfect location to host group meals, dine with the family, or unwind after a hockey game. Come in and meet our friendly staff offering daily specials on food and drinks, Wing Night Wednesdays, Buffet Fridays, and multiple TVs to watch the game. Weiser's is the place to be. Collins Hotel and Weiser's Restaurant and Bar, located across the street from Blackjack Stewart Arena off Highway 3 in Pilot.
At Super 8 Winnipeg West, we have your comfort in mind with free Wi-Fi and free daily Superstart breakfast. We also have guest laundry facilities, a state-of-the-art fitness center, and a jetted hot tub. Sleep well in a spacious guest room equipped with plush new bedding, a 50-inch flat-screen HD TV, microwave, mini refrigerator, and Keurig coffee maker. Or book a suite with a kitchen, ideal for extended stays. Super 8 Winnipeg West, located just inside the perimeter on Portage Avenue.
I'm Kevin Larson here with Leah Mitchell, ASTV. So Leah, we're going to talk to you about two things. First, we're going to talk soccer. You're the president of the Stonewall Youth Soccer Association.
Yes, I am.
So first off, what is numbers this year compared to other years? Are you guys staying the same, growing?
I would say we grow every year. We're at about 340 kids this year. So that's from age 3 up into 18-year-olds.
Okay. So when you're dealing with a youth soccer or minus soccer, kind of mentioned to you earlier, a big issue is coaches. How many coaches do you think you still need or that you need every year, and how many do you still need?
We're good this year because our season actually started beginning of May. But every year we need about 80 coaches.
Okay. So that's always a big one that you go through. It's usually when kids kind of move on, people stop coaching. So I just always like to bring that up.
Well, and I think, too, a lot of times people are intimidated to coach. And I always try to explain to people, you don't have to know anything about soccer. Kids just want to have fun. As long as you can kick a ball, you can coach.
It's true. I've been a coach for 3 years, and I can tell you that. So with the different age groups, can you tell me a little bit about the different age groups? So maybe a parent is thinking, oh, my kid's not old enough or they're not good enough. So I mean, really, the young age groups, they start as young as 3 or 4, I believe?
Yeah, so we have sort of 2 different groups. We have mini soccer, and then we have travel soccer. So mini soccer is ages, if you're turning 3 that year, you can go into it, and if you're turning 8. So between 3 and 8, we run Mondays and Wednesdays from 6 to 7 at the Stonewall soccer field. And we just have different fields for, there's a 3-4, a 5-6, and a 7-8. 3, 4, 5, and 6, they're all mixed teams, so boys and girls. Once they get to 7-8, we actually do girls and girls and boys. And what we try to do is once a week the girls play girls, boys play boys, and then once a week it'll be girls versus boys, like play boys, right?
Yeah.
And that's been a real big, I found, to increase girls in soccer. I've been with the community about 5 years. So when I first started, we had 1 girls team in the mini.
Yeah.
In the 7-8, now we have 4 this year.
Okay, that's good.
So that's really exciting.
Yeah, that's always. I know I always bring up girls' sports and the growth in it. And then in those games, do the girls like beating the boys a little bit more than the boys like beating the girls?
I'm sure they do.
I know. Growing up, that's always kind of a thing. Well, should we do boys versus girls? But you know what? When those girls win, it's just like it's almost like winning whatever the soccer Stanley Cup is, Premier League. They don't really have a cup, or they do. But now for your older kids, traveling, what range do they travel? Do they play? And yeah, I guess we'll just.
So we have So once you turn the year you're turning 9, we call it our travel soccer. So that it depends. Our 9 to 12-year-olds play in a Selkirk league. So they play in areas like Selkirk, St. Andrews, Petersfield, that area. So it's not too bad. It's about, I would say, maybe 20-minute, 25-minute drive to most games, right? Yeah. No traffic, so that's always nice. Once you go to U13, we play with WISA in the city, so those games are in the city. So it's kind of a good mix, right? Because I find that the kids who stick around longer want more competition. Yeah. So obviously, the higher you get, more competition, so then you go to the city. And whereas our 9 to 12 is more of a recreational league. But we have 11 teams in our travel this year, too, and I would say pretty much evenly matched girls and boys teams.
Okay, well that's good to hear.
Really good. Yeah.
So is there anything else, as far as the growth of soccer here in Stonewall, is there something that you kind of just want to let parents know, either, hey, if you have kids looking or something you need, or is there anything else you just want to kind of ask parents or tell parents?
I would just say, you know what, if you're looking for something to do with your kids to start off with, soccer's a great thing. All you got to do is come out and kick a ball, right? And it's a great way for parents to meet parents. If you're new to town, it's a great way for kids to get out and just get some physical activity. Yeah. You don't really need a lot of skill in the beginning, right? So if you just want to come out, and the way we play too with a lot of our models in the younger groups, people think it's just a game, but the way we work is it's a half-hour practice, half-hour game. And for the younger kids, up until 6-year-olds, we actually have a couple balls on the team or on the field during the soccer game, so that it's not just 2 kids with the ball and everyone else chasing, right? Yeah. It's actually kids getting a chance to get those ball touches and really improve their skills. And just the same with coaching. It seems intimidating, but it's not. I always have parents come to me every year, well, I'd like to coach, but I've never played. I don't know what to do. And It's easy. You could
Yeah.
you could play Mr. Wolf with the ball for the whole half hour, and they'd be happy. So
Learn a lot of skills and it's
Yeah.
the cheapest sport to get into, which is,
It is,
why
yeah.
a lot of people's like, well, when they're little and haven't really found yet, it's like, well, all we need is a pair of shin guards and cleats.
exactly, and you don't need even that when you first start in 3-year-olds.
true.
Running shoes and you're good.
Yeah. All right, so now we're going to shift gears and pardon the pun, because we're going to talk about Manitoba Karting Association. So I learned about this about half an hour ago. I mean, I knew about the Gimli track, but you actually have a karting, and the interesting thing is when you can start.
Yes, so you can start officially racing when you're 8, but if you want to come out and just practice and see if you like it, you can actually start at 5. And we have a great program up in our group called Kart Now.
Yeah.
So you can actually go, you can try out karts, you can see if you like it, you can see what fits. They'll help you get into it, let information on what to buy and all the safety gear, and it's just a great way to try. And it's a really family-focused sport. Like everyone goes up to Gimli, we camp all weekend up there, we practice, we race and have potlucks and and you can actually race all over. Like for example, we've gone to Edmonton, we've gone to Calgary, Regina has a club, Saskatoon has a club. So you can stay here and race every second weekend in the summer, or you can travel too.
All right, so every second weekend, that's a good. One thing I didn't kind of mention, I'll bring it up, but now let's say you are a family again that you can't go buy a cart. Go-karts aren't exactly a hockey stick.
No.
Is there a renting program to compete with, or is that a little bit more difficult?
Kart Now has carts that people can start off with, and then you can kind of decide from there if you do want to invest in it. It is something where at some point, but you can buy used carts, right?
Yeah.
Not everyone has to buy that brand new cart. It's more about the motor than the cart anyway, right? So I think people are intimidated by it, but what I always tell people too, it's a big expense initially, but you're going to get your money back way more than a lot of other sports, because a lot of that stuff doesn't really go down too much, right?
Yeah,
if
you
you're taking
grow a
good care of
size,
it.
half a size, and now you have to get new skates for your cart.
Yeah, and you can sell your cart. Like there's always someone looking for the cart and things like that. They're quite easy to sell and things like that. And we have a swap and shop every year where people are buying and selling. And
Now, are these carts, can you use them kind of, maybe not necessarily deep in the woods, but kind of off-road, or are these ones for the track, not really made for that?
I think maybe like a dirt track, but the biggest thing, and we're very particular on, is safety, because these carts can go really fast. Like, my husband, they're going 70 miles an hour around a track, right? So if you're going at a slower speed, you could go on a dirt track, but I mean, if you're going to go those kinds of speeds, it should be on a proper track with the proper safety gear.
All right, so not exactly the dune go-karts. These are actual racing.
Yeah, these are the ones that a lot of like Formula One drivers start out with, and then they move up into the Formula One and things like that.
Yeah. So maybe you don't know, but how successful do you think people who have done Go-Kart Manitoba in other racing, do you kind of keep track? Do they come back and let them know, hey, I've done this race, I've done that race, or?
A little bit. Like, I mean, we have about 30 families that race. Some people just race because they just like racing. So it's not necessarily that they're competitive. They just like to go out and go fast for the weekend, right? So they race here. Some go to different tracks and, try it out and see how it goes. And obviously we do pretty good in other places, those who go and things like that. But it's like anything. You got to practice. You got to be out at the track doing those laps. And sometimes, too, it's not even if if something happens to your motor. I mean, you could be in first place, but if that motor pulls you to the side, doesn't matter how hard you've practiced, right?
Yeah.
You gotta have a good mechanic too.
Another thing, how hard is it to get practice time there at the Gimli track?
It's pretty good because all of our weekends, the Saturdays is actually called a test and tune, which is all practice. And then on the Sunday as well, we have our races, but it's not just one race. There's practice and there's finals and placements and things like that. So there's about, I would say, 5 races, and then the last race is that final where you get your points race.
Okay. Now, when you go to these, like you call the tune, there sounds like there'd be people that are like, hey, I'm not really sure what's going on. The community's pretty good that say, hey, I can help you with that. And that way, if you don't know what's going on, you can still race and get some help.
Absolutely. And that's actually our Kart Now program. That's any new people coming into our program, we connect them with Kart Now because they're that, and we have great packages too for new people coming in. My husband's actually the president, so we work with a lot of people coming in and just letting them know, these are the expenses, these are the rules that you have to follow, right? These are the because there's actually certain safety gear you have to buy and things like that. So absolutely, because it is a lot. It can be very overwhelming. So we're there to help because we want to encourage more people to kart.
And then I'm just going to ask about the age groups. Now, you said as young as 8. They race 8 to 10, you said?
About 8 to 10, yeah. So we have 2 different motors. We have Rotax motor, and we have Briggs & Stratton. So Briggs & Stratton is more of a cost-effective motor, and so there's different groups there, and they go about 8 to 10. I'm going to say 11 to 14, and then 15 and up.
Okay.
Same with the Rotax. The Rotax is a faster motor. Same thing there, about 8 to 10. I'm going to say 11 to 14, and 15 up. 15 up is considered adults.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for that. And I mean, this is very interesting. I know my kids are here and kind of talking about it, and it just seems like something that you don't really think of here in Manitoba, go-kart racing competitively. So thank you for bringing that to our attention.
Yeah.
Of course, anyone watching, the Manitoba Karting Association, if you want more information, look them online.
We have a website. I think it's manitobakarting.ca, but just type in Manitoba Karting and it'll pop up,
Yeah, so get more information, questions, obviously anything like that, because new sports, always good to learn all the things, but you don't have to learn it all. You don't have to be an expert. So thank you, Leah, for coming up. So stay tuned. We have our wrap-up for the day. We'll talk about when our next shows are here on Amateur Sports TV.
Test.
Oh.
If you take the first mortgage you're offered, a high interest rate could take your travel budget and send it packing. Before you choose a mortgage, take a second look. Get serious about your mortgage. Contact Case Financial Group today. If you take the biggest mortgage you can get, you might find your budget can't support other important costs, like buying furniture. Don't let your mortgage weigh you down. Get serious about your mortgage. Contact Case Financial Group today.
The 4 Points by Sheraton, Winnipeg South. Conveniently located on South Pembina Highway near the Trans-Canada Bypass and 1 hour from the U.S. border crossing. Offering a saltwater pool, hot tub, 24-hour fitness center, restaurant, and lounge.
At Super 8 Winnipeg West, we have your comfort in mind with free Wi-Fi and free daily Superstart breakfast. We also have guest laundry facilities, a state-of-the-art fitness center, and a jetted hot tub. Sleep well in a spacious guest room equipped with plush new bedding, a 50-inch flat-screen HD TV, microwave, mini refrigerator, and Keurig coffee maker. Or book a suite with a kitchen, ideal for extended stays. Super 8 Winnipeg West, located just inside the perimeter on Portage Avenue.
Eat.
Meet.
Stay.
Canad Inn's destination centers are your home for hospitality, with 10 locations in Manitoba and 1 in North Dakota, featuring the finest in accommodations, food and beverage, entertainment, banquet and conference facilities, and so much more. For the best service and best value, your only stop is Canad Inns. Call today at 1-888-33-CANAD or visit us right now at canadinns.com.
We are back here at ASTV Sports Talk live at the Pizza Den here in Stonewall, Manitoba. We get to finish this wonderful show off with 2 great gentlemen who I've had the chance to talk with. Clive Hines, Wes Taplin, the bigwigs here in Stonewall, Councilman and Reeve of Rockwood, respectively. Gentlemen, thank you for coming on the show. First and foremost, thank you for letting us into Stonewall. And secondly, tell me about Stonewall in the summertime and how exciting it is to have all of these sports and the recreation here on the fields.
Well, I'll answer that question, and you're welcome. It's great having you here. It's always a pleasure to have outside guests visiting Stonewall, because as the saying goes, Stonewall is a great place to live. That being said, Stonewall is fantastic during the summer. most of the sports that we do have in the town kicks in, and to top it off, around August, we have the Quarry Days, Quarry Day weekend. And that's been a trend that's been going on since back in the day when the agricultural people used to get together and have rodeos and everything done on the agricultural ground. And in those days, it was done at the south end of town. Now it is basically through most of Main Street in Stonewall. And we have guests from all walks of life coming out in that August weekend to celebrate and to see what Stonewall has to offer.
So Wes, you said earlier when we were talking off camera, your family's been around Stonewall for over 130 years. You grew up playing all different sports, all different walks of life here. Go through the change of the facilities we have here recreationally in Stonewall, and then also for a lot of the towns in the Rockwood municipality, on how important it is to have these facilities available for children and adults to maintain their motion and their movements so they can still live long and prosper.
Well, thanks very much for the opportunity. Rockwood is 450 square miles, and there is, multiples of little towns that each have their own recreation facilities. In Stonewall, where I played the majority of my sports, started out playing hockey when I was 8 years old. We played in the old Ice Palace. That was, I can remember coming into town the first time to play hockey and thinking and looking up and thinking this place is massive. And then going forward, just after, about the second year into hockey, went to Stony Mountain, and they just got a new rink. And I thought, man, we must be playing in the Winnipeg Arena. It was just, for a small town boy to be playing in such facilities. And we thought they were massive back then, but the new ones, the Veterans Memorial Sports Center in Stonewall, when they built it, it was state of the art for the under 17 championships. Toulon has a rink there that is second to none. Stony Mountain, and it's what makes the community a community. It brings the people out when they come to watch a hockey game. You're visiting. It's a social aspect. It's everything that goes along with it. The soccer pitches in Stonewall are second to none. They started getting soccer up in Toulon a little bit more. Cross Isle and places like that. But baseball, it just spirals, and it makes the community a community.
So we talk a little bit off air about recreation and the fact that the number one reason for it is movement. Clive, yourself, we found out that you teach here in Stonewall. You and your wife teach karate, is that correct? So how did you begin your karate career, and what is it about teaching that you love so much to do in Stonewall?
Well, first of all, it's truly a pleasure to work with the children. And of course, when you start encompassing the work with children, then you have to deal with parents. And a lot of the parents that are now members of the karate organization came with their child, whether it be for manners and respect. A lot of them wanted to see their child with a little bit of manners and respect and be able to do something physical rather than sit around playing video games or something like that. So that is one of the pushes that we notice right out of since the 90s actually, and now even more so. But karate for us is a way of life. I've been practicing karate for 40 years now. And that being said, I seek perfection of character. That means I'm seeking to better myself each and every day. And that's what I hope to bring to the children.
To say that and to hear that from an instructor is a great message to the children as well, because a lot of these children, when they see and they hear that from their instructor, it shows that they truly believe what they're practicing. Now, both you gentlemen are involved in governance here, and the importance of governance and sport go hand in hand, building the community. And this question is for the both of you. What is your favorite pastime, or what is your favorite recreational activity to be involved with currently And we talked about the pool, we talked about the beaches, the golf courses the Interlake offers. I mean, different terrain completely than the south part of Winnipeg where it's all flat. Here you've got some rocks, you've got some undulances, a little bit of elevation. What do you enjoy to do when you have that bit of spare time and you can enjoy something recreationally here in Stonewall in the area?
Well, before I answer that question, and I should take the opportunity to say that it is truly a pleasure to work with Reeve Taplin, because our Stonewall is 5,000. It basically has 5,000 people, and we're almost at the max right now. And we're surrounded by Rockwood, so we're a little speck in the middle, surrounded by this large municipality, and we have to play and work together. And that being said, it brings us closer. We found that in so many ways, it's better to unite and get things done than to try to do it individually, separately. So
it's the way I look at it, it's a regional approach. We partner with the town of Stonewall because we don't have, like here, our rural people come and use the sports facility. We share, we work together, and you have to do that. Just like in Rockwood, we have like Toulon, where I'm a member of the rec committee up there. We have Stony Mountain that has their own recreation committee. All of them, we work together to provide recreation for everybody in the area. And we are very blessed to have great partners and to have facilities, like when you mentioned golf. We've got the Toulon Golf Course that's in our midst that has just taken new owners. The Dola brothers have bought it, and it will be hosted because they are very gracious hosts. It'll be a great place, and it just adds to everything that goes along with a community. You have to have recreation to have a community. If you don't, nobody's going to come. So you have to provide it. It doesn't make you money, but you have to provide it to attract people to come out and see you.
So Clive, I'm going to ask you here specifically for the town or this area of Stonewall, how do you get the message out electronically, through word of mouth, paper, on the activities that are available to the children as well as to up into the seniors, that there is aquasize, or there is an open baseball game, or there's field practices, or the gym is open? How do you work those avenues of communication for your town people here in Stonewall?
Well, we're fortunate that actually social media is playing a huge part nowadays, and social media works great for a lot of the things that we would like to get out there. But as a small community, believe it or not, the local newspapers are doing a phenomenal job getting the message out. And there are, in this community of ours, which is Stonewall community, we have more 55 pluses than others. So now we're dealing with a more aged group, and they still like to have their newspaper at hand and go through the papers to see what is going on.
You're absolutely correct. I mean, you go to a lot of the small towns, you go to the local coffee shop, they're grabbing the paper, they got their cup of joe, they got their breakfast special, and they're enjoying 2 hours of just peace and calm going through the paper. Whereas if you find the 16-year-olds and the teenagers, the first thing they're grabbing is their smartphone. And as we know, our ASTV is available on all social media, so it's great to meet the young stars as well as the old stars that can say, well, back in the day, we did it this way.
Yeah. One thing I'd like to add to Mayor Hines' answer is Stonewall and Rockwood have hired a recreation facilitator. Her name is Lane Wilson, and she is great at what she does to make sure that people know she's talking with everybody, she's organizing. We've just hired her this year, and she is going to do nothing but great things on the recreation side for the town of Stonewall and the arm of Rockwood.
That's excellent news. Hopefully get to talk to Lane Wilson when we do come back, gentlemen, which should be in the near future. I believe we're doing a spotlight as well as an Interlake show. So you're not off the hook just yet, Wes. And Clive, I would look forward to sitting down with you, learning about some more discipline and some karate language perhaps in the near future. We'll be right back. Kevin's going to join me. We're going to send it off, and we'll close out the show here on the ASTV Sports Talk.
If you take the first mortgage you're offered, a high interest rate could take your travel budget and send it packing. Before you choose a mortgage, take a second look. Get serious about your mortgage. Contact Case Financial Group today. If you take the biggest mortgage you can get, you might find your budget can't support other important costs, like buying furniture. Don't let your mortgage weigh you down. Get serious about your mortgage. Contact Case Financial Group today.
At Super 8 Winnipeg West, we have your comfort in mind with free Wi-Fi and free daily Superstart breakfast. We also have guest laundry facilities, a state-of-the-art fitness center, and a jetted hot tub. Sleep well in a spacious guest room equipped with plush new bedding, a 50-inch flat-screen HD TV, microwave, mini refrigerator, and Keurig coffee maker. Or book a suite with a kitchen, ideal for extended stays. Super 8 Winnipeg West, located just inside the perimeter on Portage Avenue.
The 4 Points by Sheraton, Winnipeg South. Conveniently located on South Pembina Highway near the Trans-Canada Bypass and 1 hour from the U.S. border crossing. Offering a saltwater pool, hot tub, 24-hour fitness center, restaurant, and lounge.
All right, well, so I don't know about you, Theo, but I think that was a great show. Kevin Larson here, ASTV. We talked a little bit of everyone tonight. Talked a little bit about everything from go-kart racing to judo. I love Stonewall. I've been here. This is my third year here. I don't know. How was your experience?
It was a bit of a flashback for me, a little pan in the oil, so to speak. Talking to Adam Kirk and knowing about his brother Andrew. Talking with the two gentlemen, Wes and Clive, about the town, the politics, the governance, and the importance of recreation and facilities. Mm-hmm. In small towns. I mean, you don't really get to realize it until you see it firsthand. I mean, sport, recreation, and the facilities is what brings people to the small towns.
Yeah.
And it's what keeps the small town flourishing and vibrant. Mm-hmm. Whether you're 5 years old beginning a sport, or you're in your 70s and 80s learning new sports, or even just becoming more active and creating that motion. So, I mean, I love Stonewall. It's nice. It's a little hop, skip, and a jump outside the city. Great facilities. The Ball Diamonds, the Blue Jays are in. The grass is green, and you know what? The bottom line is I look forward to coming back and talking to some more.
Yeah, no, I know that's when we were at the junior baseball this past summer, that was the big thing. You look around and it's just like these people care about their ball diamond. And if you ask people about anything, what's the best hockey rink, what's the best soccer field, what's the best ball diamond, it's not, the big city complex. I mean, that might have the coolest features. It's usually, you know what, Grandpa Joe down there, he kept the grass perfect. You could go, you didn't need a sleeping bag. You can lay right on it. And those are the kind of places I think you have that here in Stonewall. So we have a couple other shows coming up, so fans stay tuned. On May 23rd, we have the Gold Eye Show. On May 27th, we have the Sports Talk. The Sports Show, not the Sports Talk Show. This is the Sports Show with Theo and Narv, I believe, right?
Yeah, May 27th. Aaron's actually going to be sitting in for me. We're going to do a switcheroo, so to speak. That's going to be at the hangar, south side of Winnipeg, off Scurfield. And then May 28th, we're going to be in Oakbank, Manitoba. Look out, Oakbank, I'm coming. Sports Talk will be there with Aaron, Kevin, and myself. We're going to talk a little about the sights, the sounds, and the beautiful town of Oakbank and how much it's flourished in the last 25, 30 years. I look forward to going there. And, it's going to be one of those reminiscing kind of years, only because my mom taught there for close to 20 years.
So it seems like, you have a little bit of history in each one of these towns, so you're going to bring that to the
It's funny you'd say that, because every town in, Manitoba, even Canada, I mean, you go to all these small little places and they have their own story. Mm-hmm. And it's getting to know the story and how it all came about is what makes each city or each town the same, but also different.
Yeah. And May I forgot to put the date, but I believe that's May 26th. Oh, no, I do have the date here. May 26th, we actually are broadcasting 2 Women's Canadian Football League game. We have the Winnipeg Wolfpack at 11 a.m., and then the Manitoba Fearless will start an hour later. So keep that in mind, as well as the show. Of course, you can go to Amateur Sports TV and look up when all these shows are next time you're here, what sports are on. If there's no sports on here in Manitoba, we are reaching out everywhere. I was watching baseball games, I think Alabama and Georgia even. So if you say, well, there's no sports on, you're not looking hard enough, because we probably have it. So Kevin Larson here with Theo here in wonderful Stonewall, Manitoba at the Pizza Den. Make sure to come out. I mean, this place, you have kind of 2 restaurants here. Talking with Glenn, you have kind of the cooler upgrade, and you have the classic family style. It smells really good here. You know, my stomach has been kind of like going, telling me that I don't care that we just ate about an hour ago. The pizza here smells really good. So next time you're around, or when you're in the city, north side of the city, just come up to Stonewall. There's no traffic here. Give it a shout. But thank you here, everyone from ASTV. I'm Kevin Larson.